Hey, what's going on guys? It's JS Cards here coming at you with another Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile, and today we're going to be going over my Dinosaur deck. Dinosaurs is actually one of my favorite decks and one of the ones I've been playing with pretty much since the structure decks came out, but I've never really talked about it on this channel. There's just a bunch of other stuff I like to play, and I haven't really shown any Dino some love on here, so I thought we'd go through my profile. I just kind of been testing it the last couple of weeks and having a lot of fun. So I don't think this list is anything too crazy. It's pretty standard overall, but I did go budget in a few different areas, and I think Dinosaurs is a really good deck for budget players. Now, it can get expensive with Animadorned and access code and stuff, but hopefully we see those in the tins later on this summer. But even if you can get a hold of 3 of the structure decks and go from there, it's really good. But yeah, we'll go through everything here and I'll talk about my choices and budget and different options that you guys might have, and let's just jump into this. Alright, so of course starting off, you guys already saw it, 3 copies of Miscellaneousaurus. I got my gold copies. These look pretty nice actually. Finally got a holo printing. Mandatory, like this is pretty much the best card in the deck. Along with that, 3 copies of our Soul-Eating Oviraptor, basically the searcher for the deck, another mandatory 3 of. After that, I finally got my 2 copies of Animadorned, and while I was trying to make this deck work without this, which you can, I mean, it's not the best version, but this is playable without it, but this is really like the only money card in the deck, and I really think you need like 2 copies. I don't think you need 3, but like I said, hopefully we see a reprint for this in the future. Then after that, we have our boss monster here, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. I love this card so much. It's probably one of my favorite boss monsters for an archetype or a type of card, just in general, just because it does so many different things, and I can't believe that you can actually play 3 copies of this if you want. Now, I think you're fine getting away with 2 just because there's so many different ways to bring this out. I don't really think you need 3, but yeah, I love this card a lot. And then for the babies, we have 2 baby Cerosaurus and the 1 petite. So at first I was on 3 babies and 1 petite, and then I did 2 of each, but I like this ratio a lot. Again, there's just a lot of searching and a lot of different ways to get these into the grave, so I think just managing these 3 is good. And then the last 2 dinosaurs that I have are the 1 Pank and the 1 Giant Rex. Pankratops is just good in any deck, really. It's a great side deck option, so of course, it being a dinosaur, it's even better in here. Plus, this is a going second deck, and Dino Wrestler Pankratops is really good for that. And Giant Rex is just Giant Rex. I mean, it's a cool level 4, 2000 attack. Sure, it can't attack directly, but gains attack for all the banished dinos that you have, and it can become a pretty big beatstick monster. And then moving on to the hand traps, we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Just a great hand trap. I mean, it stops so many different things. If you guys don't have your copies by now, I highly recommend you get it because I don't think this card's going away anytime soon, and it just helps against a lot of different decks. And then we have the Psyframe package. So we got 3 copies of our Gamma here and the 1 driver. Ash Blossom and other hand traps hurt this deck. You want your Misk to go through, of course. So yeah, having the Gamma package in here is really good. And that's it for the monsters. You can adjust the hand traps as you see fit and go from there and test it out yourself. But yeah, let's move on to the spells. So starting off with the spells, I have 3 copies of Lost World. Just another insane card for dinosaurs. I love this field spell, definitely one of my favorites. Not only does this make all non-dinosaur monsters lose attack, which can be really nice just because you do have so many powerful dinos to attack over even more, giving your opponent that token is the best part of this card. This card just gives you even more protection for your dinos, and yeah, just an all-around great field spell. After that, we have 3 Fossil Dig, of course. Being able to search out any 6 or lower dinosaur monster is insane. There's been times where I've opened multiple of these and maybe the hand isn't the greatest, but having like 2 of these and then you can search out multiple dinosaurs that you need to kind of get going is really great. But yeah, any level 6 or lower dino is insane. You can search out Pankratops even. You can search out your Misk. After that, we have our 2 copies of Double Evolution Pill. This is how you can get out Ultimate Conductor Tyranno from your deck. You just ignore the summoning conditions. It's actually any level 7 or higher dinosaur. So if there's anything else that you play, you could bring that out as well. But the only target I have for this is Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, but I think that's the only one you need. And then more going second power here, we have Dark Ruler No More. For spell and trap card removal, I have 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. Now here is the controversial part of the deck. I'm that player that's playing Terraforming along with the one Mystic Mine. And then for the other one-ofs, I have Harpy's Feather Duster and Raigeki. So I'm just going to set this card here and talk about all 4 of these at the same time, because this is kind of where my budget side of the deck comes into play. Now, I know I have Animadorned in the deck, and I really feel like that card is worth trading for or buying if you can, just because it's so good. And like I said, I was playing and testing this deck even more budget friendly without the Animadorns, and while it was good, adding these into the deck really helped. But the reason for these 4 spells in particular is because I'm not playing any pot cards. I'm not playing Extravagance or Prosperity. I mean, Extravagance is still like a $25 or $30 card and you need 3 of them. And Prosperity is like a $100 card right now and you need probably 2 of them. The pot cards are just really good in this deck and a lot of different decks. However, you are perfectly fine saving the money if you don't have them, and you can play these alternatives. Now, Harpy's Feather Duster and Raigeki are just great ways to clear out back row and monsters. And Mystic Mine can just be a great little one-of card here that can stall and help you. Like, there's times where your hand isn't great and you really can't do much, but if you can drop a Mystic Mine on your opponent, then they're gonna have a hard time too. So if you guys do have like even 2 Extravagance, or if you do have the pot cards, you can cut some of these out, maybe the Mystic Mine and the Terraforming and the Raigeki even. I would probably keep the Harpy's Feather Duster in here, but yeah, this is kind of where I made some changes to the deck and tried to go a little more budget, just because I know it's still hard to get like Pot of Extravagance. So that is it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. All right, now moving on to the extra deck, we do have some budget options in here as well, but we'll talk about that in a second. Starting off with the Exceeds, I'm playing 2 copies of Dolka and 1 copy of Lagia. Now, if you are playing the pot cards, you'll probably want to up the amounts of some of these, like Link Haribo, for example, and maybe do 3 Dolka and 2 Lagia. But yeah, we're not playing any of the pot cards, so I think this is the correct number of each. For the other Exceeds, we just have good level 4s here, or rank 4s. We have Abyss Dweller, Tornado Dragon, Baguska, and an Exciton Knight. So yeah, all of these rank 4s do come up, but you play so many different level 4 dinos, it's easy to overlay and go into something. Moving on to the Link monsters, I have 1 copy of Link Haribo and 1 copy of Secure Gardna. Like I said, if you were playing the pot cards, you might want to play 2 copies of each just in case something gets banished. But yeah, if you don't have the pots, then again, 1 copy of each I think is fine. For the Link 2s, I play the 1 Pentastag. This card's really good to be able to get some piercing damage, especially if you have your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno linked underneath this. And then we have the Nightmare package here with Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn. All of these are just really good. I play these in a lot of different decks. And then for our Link 4 boss monster, budget boss monster by the way, I'm playing the 1 Crusadia Avramax. If access code gets reprinted later on this year, I'll definitely replace it. But this is a great budget option, even if you have Borrelsword Dragon or even like Unchained Abomination. There's a few different budget Link 4s that you can play that aren't access code. This card's really good though. I've been enjoying it a lot. And for the last monster of the extra deck, since we are playing the Gamma package, I'm playing the one Psyframe Lord Omega. It's still a really powerful synchro, but if Omega does get banished off of one of your pot cards if you are playing them, it's not the end of the world, but I just like having it in here because sometimes you do go into it. The side deck is a work in progress for sure, but these are also cards that you could decide to put in the main deck if you want to change up the build at all. But yeah, I'm playing 3 copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Lancia. I almost want to main Lancia just because it's very useful this format with a bunch of different decks, including playing against dinos. And for the last hand trap, I play triple copies of Droll and Lock. I know it's not really the best right now, but I just thought why not in case I encounter something where this works against it. And then I'm playing 2 copies of Dogoran, the Mad Flame Kaiju. Not only is it a dinosaur, but kaijus in general are just really good. You can tribute your opponent's annoying monsters, and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno can still attack over this, or you can flip it down. So there's a few ways to easily clear this. And then for more back row hate, just in case we're playing against some crazy deck, you know, if the Cyclones aren't enough, I am playing 3 copies of Twin Twisters. And not only that, but Twin Twisters does have the discard effect, so it is nice to get a dino into the grave if you need to. You could even main deck these if you want to. I kind of considered it, but I still like Cyclone. And then we have the 1 copy of Red Reboot. So there you guys have it. That is my dinosaur deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope some of you found it helpful. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. That really helps me out. And also stay tuned for more Yu-Gi-Oh news, deck profiles, and openings in the future, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out and have a good one.